Hello, welcome back for the Whisky. My name's Mark and you're here for another whisky review. So in my last video I mentioned that I was irritated and irked and that I would have a bit of a rant. Well, this is the video. So recently there's been a number of new whisky releases I've been looking at buying. There's been the Laphroaig 15-year-old released. There's been a few Speyside age statements released by the Spey Distillery. There's been the Penderyn 12-year-old. They've all been of interest to me. I've been looking to buy one of them. However, one of them irked me, and it was the Penderyn, the 12-year-old. Now, the reason it's irked me is because Penderyn, they're a prosperous distillery in Wales, producing some decent core range whiskies in their Gold series. They've got the Madeira, they've got the Port, they've got the Sherry, they've got the Rich Oak, and they've got the peated, decent whiskies. And then they've released their Icon series, and they've released their age statement 10-year-old, some good whiskies. But then they've released a 12-year-old core range, which sounds fantastic. Finally, a core range age statement whiskey. But there's a problem. They haven't been transparent with some of the detail, which is irritating. Let's be fair, because they haven't said what the cask maturation is. They haven't revealed whether it's non-chill filtered, whether it's coloured. As somebody who appreciates whiskey and likes to buy whiskey based on, the attributes that present itself as enjoyable whiskey, you're going to be let down when you see something you really fancy and the distillery just can't be bothered to provide detailed information. It's not just the distillery website that's lacking information. At the moment, Masters and Malt are one of the retailers, and they can only provide the information that the distillery has provided, and they haven't given the decent information that you'd want. Based on the tasting notes, I can only assume that it's mainly a blend of export casks, maybe some bourbon influenced casks there, but the notes are very red berry, fruity, kind of port influence. The Penderyn website, rather than the store, have not mentioned this particular release in their notes. No newsfeed information, no announcement. It's just come out quite silently. It's sitting on their store. It's got a Masters and Malt. No real fanfare, but no real substance. Now, what strikes me as really bizarre is that Penderyn have a number of sites in Wales. They've got the Llandudno site, which at the moment is non-operational. They have a couple of other sites in Wales which are non-operational. They've scaled back because there's a downturn in whisky production. So if there's a downturn in whisky production and you're releasing a new core range age statement whisky, you'd have thought that their marketing team would be all in on producing as much detail to attract sales. Clearly not. What whiskey did I buy? Well, I'm going to reveal right now what whiskey. Laphroaig 15-year-old. Now, the Penderyn was $64.95 for a 12-year-old. On my value score, that's 87%, or 87 out of 100. The Laphroaig 15-year-old, well, it's 46% ABV, which is up from the core age 10-year-old, which sits at 40% ABV. It's stated as non-chill filtered. It's stated as being natural colour. It is an ex-bourbon maturation. The last Laphroaig 15-year-old was 10 years ago, then it was discontinued. And then today, or rather in the last few weeks, they've re-released it. Now, it's currently only available from the distillery, from Laphroaig online, but you can also pick it up from the whisky shop. It's currently an exclusive for the whisky shop for the next few months until September, when it becomes widely available. It retails for £79. Although, bizarrely, you can pick it from the whisky shop for £79, or you can go online and order it for collection from the whisky shop, and you have to pay $4.99 to collect from the shop. But it's in stock in the shop. So we'll work out the logic on that one. But we're going to pour a dram and we'll see what it's like. Now I have here my friend John, and he's going to have a dram with me. So I'm going to pour a dram. So I poured me dram. So it's, as to repeat, it's £79 for a bottle. It has a value score of 95 out of 100, 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural colour. On the nose, well, that's zesty, it's smoky, there's a bit of toffee, maybe some grapefruit going on there. It is very much a citrus, bourbon influenced. That is a nice nose. What do you think?
Yeah, very citrusy. Lots of like zesty notes, very meaty, and you get that smoke, sea salt.
So on the palate, what do we think? I'm getting a slight damp cardboard to start with, which moves on to those citrus notes. The smoke starts at the very beginning and it just seems to intensify as it moves through the palate towards the finish. There's an air of beach barbecue, maybe, with those citrus fruits being grilled with smoke.
Yeah, I certainly get like an ashy kind of, woody kind of taste from it.
Yeah, it's definitely got ash on there. The finish, oak, bit of spice. This is the first pour, so as you will be aware that whiskies typically need a little bit of time to rest, to a little bit of oxidize, to breathe is what people say, before they kind of settle down to become the full experience that you'd expect from a whiskey. But my first opinions of this is that it is a step up from the 10-year-old. It's got a bit more body to it than the 10. I think the ABV helps. The fact that it is that 6% stronger. I've never tried the original 15. I can't say how it compares. As for the price, £79, would you say that that's a fair price?
Yeah, definitely. I'd be buying a bottle of that. Lovely taste, lovely aftertaste, very kind of fruity and citrusy, on a lot of fresh kind of freshness in it.
It's not particularly peaty.
No.
It's very much a smoke.
Yeah.
A barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue smoke.
Like I say, that ashy kind of smell, that ashy taste.
Yeah.
But it doesn't overpower it. It's got a lot more flavours to it as well, and a lot more body to it. Very nice.
Would I recommend this whiskey? Definitely, yeah. I definitely recommend this whiskey. If you're interested in buying it yourselves, I'll put a link down in the description as to the whiskey store, so you can buy from the whiskey shop. As I say, it will be available from other retailers in September, or of course you can go to the Laphroaig website. Interestingly though, for those of you who are aware that Laphroaig throughout their bottlings always provided a little paper slip inside the box with a unique code, whereby you could go to their website and register that code and you'd get points on the Laphroaig system. You could also register your square foot of Islay turf. Well, that continues. In the top lid there, you've got that QR code, and you can go onto the website and you can register your purchase and you can get Laphroaig points. I think when I registered this, I got 100 Laphroaig points, and I think when you get 600 points, you get free delivery direct from Laphroaig. I think typically you have to spend something like £150 before you get free delivery. I would have purchased this from them if I had any glassware. Right now, there's no glassware. There's no Glencairns or the like available on their website, so I did get it from the whiskey shop. I think that's it for this particular review. However, I have already pre-recorded my next review, which is going to come out after this one, and there is a little bit of a rant going on in that review as well, so pay attention to what's going to happen in that one, because I'm getting annoyed at the minute by whiskey retailers, and whiskey producers because they're not being transparent. Laters.